afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, of your riveting, spectacular and amazing 1v1 on Novgorod Outskirts. In the north, it is Oddball, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, keeping it cool. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Infantry Division here with Infantry Doctrine, featuring rifleman defensive structures, mortar half-tracks, light machine guns, time targeted to the barrages, and the priest with infantry and tank machines versus south is SturmTigerGiap, fighting for the Oddball communist Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 116th Panzer Division Winhund with Luftwaffe Ground Forces, Ground Offensive, and Special Operations. Tripling bullets here for Giap with double full grenadiers versus double rifle there for Oddball. As always, please comment, like, share, subscribe, and press that bell button. It would help me, keep up the good fight against all that is not right. And of course, you can also pledge on Patreon and join the heroic ranks of my Patreon supporters, those demigods who also support me, of course, allow me to do what I do. So big thanks to them as always. You too can join by pledging on Patreon. You can also just toss in a single donation by PayPal. That would also be most appreciated. Anyways, we got double rifle here still, heading east and westwards here with America in the south. Giap moves east, we'll see where the full screens are also sent towards with them. So bit more aggressive here from the Americans. Sorry about that. Slightly tired, been a long day. We got the RAF squad on the way there for Oddball, third one on the way. In the south here, we got more fulls there for Giap. In the centre, we got fulls going up there. Could lay down some additional sandbags, just a bit of extra cover there. East here, we got Jumpy and his rifleman. First shots fired here at roughly 1 minute and 46 minute mark. Sturm has been attacked from south side. He full support. There we go. Full bringing in from Giap to flank the RAF squad here. Could be a bit awkward there for Oddball's rifleman.
Rifle squad ready for action.
His forces of freedom and democracy. And there you go. Caught out on them here. We got Giap's forces the pursuing aggressive Sturm holding up here in the east. More forces arriving here. Catching Oddball's forces now in a much more disadvantageous and disfavored position here. As suddenly he's finding himself significantly outgunned by the Germans. And his forces, by not scanning, they're not even supporting each other there. Whereas again, Giap's forces are providing easy coverage of fire there for each other, so very good there by Giap. Going hard in there, imagine Oddball will be taken up soon here versus Giap. Very soon. Closing the rifle squad here. Doing some good damage. Forcing retreat there as well on Oddball. Rifle squad there following back. On the west side here, we got the full ring in there for Giap. Rifle squad in a bit of trouble. Giap forces engaging aggressively on the west side here, full coming up. They got a full squad for Giap. Good, pretty heavy on the infantry here. Meanwhile, we got the tech there for Oddball. It's going to be Lieutenant. Standard stuff there with platoon command post or command post. Mines down there from Giap. Very good. Obviously, a bit delayed. The time laying down mountain. There's only 2 men left of the squad, and that does mean the build time takes twice as long to get going there. Try on the way for Giap as well. He's really taking advantage of the initial advantage or edges he's got here versus Oddball. Cut-off point hit there. Cutting off only the munitions, but still that is cutting off something. Can move to the fuel cut-off. Truck out there for Giap. So far it's got good map control here. Oddball certainly in an odd and awkward position versus the Germans. Most shots fired. We got 2 rob squads to the full squad. They might be able to buy some time, particularly with a Brandhand grenade here. But even then, not for long. Not for long. They're quickly overwhelmed here by the sheer courage and determination of Oddball's infantry. And most importantly, the numbers. Full squad there here in the rifle squad with Lieutenant nearby. Still pretty awkward position here. Need to get into cover. There's a lot of cover there for the Americans to hide behind. Going for the cut-off point here. Lieutenant moving in any support there. Otherwise, we could get hosed down. Going for 5th cover right now. I think we have a pretty strong choice for Oddball versus all of Giap's infantry. Giap there going for the battle group headquarters. The comfortable headquartier. Medical supplies being laid down there for the infantry to grab. Points are being seized. Got the cut-off point there. Other squad they're retreating for some reinforcement. And there you go, 50 cal for Oddball. Meanwhile, Giap lines up for another attack. Mercilessly going after Oddball and his vital points there. Thumbs up to Giap. No mercy. To the Americano and back here reinforcing. 50 cal, they're slowly getting done. Rifle squad ready to attack soon here. Lieutenant holding for as long as he can. It's not going to last long. We've got Rifle squad moving ahead here. The south aviation's laying down a lot of tank traps. Interesting there. We've got full jump with the Rifle squad here. Catching them a bit of a pretty precarious position. Forcing retreat there. Up north, Rifle squad moving in to support the lieutenant, who's down to use 2 men. The lieutenant himself, I imagine. Oh, he actually survived that. He actually survived, impressively enough. Right now, Oddball's off to a very rough start here. This is Giap, not looking great, not looking great. There you go. Bandhunt guns will further adding pressure here to Oddball from Giap's side, leaving him struggling. Troops setting out there. Got the 5th cal fine ready here for Oddball versus all the Giap's forces. The Mardus, the 50 cal. Catching Sturmtiger Outskirts here in a pretty voluminous hailstorm of fire there, suppressing the Sturmpioneer and the Volksgrenadiers. Probably signaling here the beginning of Oddball's counterattack versus Giap. At the same time, we also get the resistance running around here in the rear. Ha ha ha. And cutting off Giap's stuff there. Nice play. We got a full retreat here almost from Giap. Though still also doing his best to sort of cut off Oddball from his resources. Very good there. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Still, Oddball's coming to work hard. We got Luftwaffe ground forces there from Giap. Can soon call in some Fallschirmjägers. Add further pressure there to Oddball. Should be reinforcing here for Oddball. We'll have to see, of course, what he fixes for next. I imagine... No mechanized command post yet. So we've got 500 to 407. So far, nicely for Giap over Oddball. Fallschirmjäger inbound there for Giap. And there you go, 5th cal catching the full by the western fuel point. And opening up the crouch there in the open, catching them and suppressing them. Very good there in the center. We got troops coming up there. And was actually able to beat the Fulks by the cover. We got the Falcons arriving, but not before the fuel point has been cut off. The 9 gaps on fuel there, helping Oddball to at least equalise the difference between the two. But they need to retreat those resistance now before the Fallschirmjägers utterly exterminate them. As Oberleutnant Wilhelm and his Fallschirmjäger team moves in there to whack them out. Browns got the counter-attacking, but on the run and with two facing off Sturmpioneers and Fallschirmjägers, Oddball there has only one choice, that is to retreat the Rifle Squad. 5th coming about in the west ground, western point with the lieutenant, back here to reinforcing. Ambulance out there for Oddball, to provide healing and reinforcement for his men, very good there. He can actually begin equipping his men with Browning light machine guns and proceed to do so. That's definitely going to add some pressure there to Giap, who has no reinforced upgraded infantry as of yet. Though of course that could rapidly change. There you go, at least one full squad have been equipped with the Sturmgewehr 44. Ooh, those riflemen need to retreat, they're low in health. That's the Sturmpioneers. That is going to be a very much lost engagement up here, reinforcing healing. More light machines out there for Oddball, for freedom, democracy, the 2nd Infantry. We got Fulks quarter with the Rifle Squad. Well, the lieutenant and the 5th cal here, forcing immediate retreat here for Giap in the west, centrewards. Moving in to reinforce the position here. Prepare for the next American assault, even push ahead there for the carve point. Giap orders his men forwards for Deutschland. Back here, mechanized command post farming upgrade there for Oddball. 5th coming up here to deal with the Germans, flanking from the rear and catch them in a lethal crossfire. Thumbs up there to Oddball. Browns caught this the Volksgrenadiers. Light machine versus assault rifle. Need more support here though. There we go. Bandhunt Granada could tip the scales in the favour of the Volks. There we go. Other squad moving in, plus more troops from the north. Volks routed here. Browns caught they need to retreat. Oh, and forcing retreat on the Krauts. Very good. In the centre here we got Sturmtiger thinking about. Do any mines here from Giap? I do not think so. No machine guns either here for Giap. Could consider that versus some Oddball troops with him going for light machine guns. An MD-34 could be a helpful tool for dealing with that. Instead, Giap takes ahead, going for a fast Schwerpanzered quarters, probably to unlock the 2nd set of FD-42s in the Fallschirmjägers, pushing it aggressively on that front. Definitely not bad either. Bandhunt gun in the Rifle Squad, quickly dodging that. And the west here, Lieutenant being swamped with the Sturmpioneers and the Fallschirmjägers 5th coming in. Should be able to stop the Krauts here, but not enough to prevent the Lieutenant from being retreated there. Going for the centre again. Could go for the some fuel pump, but isn't. And there you go, fresh valve coursing out there. Can actually go for a 3rd light machine gun team here soon. As for Giap, his truck has arrived. His schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper has schlepped itself to the front line. Ground the centre. Going for that fuel pump with the Fallschirmjäger sneaking in there. Sent in from the nearby 3rd Fallschirmjäger Regiment. Stuart light tank on the way there for Oddball. Moving in there. Just going to stop that and then of course engage. They've got the 5th cal ready to support against the Fallschirmjägers. They go caught in a crossfire. There is no choice of a Giap but to retreat the Fallschirmjägers rather than waste such elite infantry against armies. But of course by 1944-45 there are a lot of Fallschirmjägers that were anything but elite. Well, basically just Volksgrenadiers with a slightly fancier name. But in most cases had roughly the same amount of training, and the equipment was also roughly on the same level. Like they didn't have like the distinct Fallschirmjäger helmet in a lot of cases, and basically just had a Stahlhelm with a Luftwaffe insignia on it. Little fun fact there. Stuart light tank out here for Oddball. We got Giap here with the Schwerpanzer cores in the carve point. Can still hit the fuel point, but it's going to be a bit harder to hit that one, and the carve point cores will be a no-go zone unless it brings up a lot of anti-tank guns to destroy the Schwerpanzer cores first. MD-34 for Giap to help deal with the American infantry. These 2 lieutenants, the Volksgrenadiers. And get up close, you should have a good chance here, unless it gets hit by an instantly grenades, and does move in time. But there you go, gets out in time, in which case the lieutenant should have a good chance for the Thompson to win the engagement. Here we got full retreat as well there. Oddball slow turn the game around Giap, very good there. Typically also that's how most Oddball engagements go. Initially they have a really good burst, then they sort of taper off as they have to spend a lot of resources teching up, which is usually where the opponent pushes back. And then of course, if the Oddball is alright, then you sort of begin pushing back again with sort of medium armor. It sort of leads to some weird valleys, shall we say, and hills in terms of like, you know, combat performance during a match from the Oddball Commander Vest. Still lighting up the full grenadiers. Got troops from port to center here. All three valves will equipped light machine guns, would also benefit, I think, from the lieutenant being equipped with that. Though he could also, I think, benefit from just laying down mines with his rifle squads now, catch up some Giap's forces. Full grenadier fighter maker setting out, Spare Hunter squads upgraded as well, authorization given. North here, reactions for the full grenadiers, their minesweeper will do nothing against the Germans. Valve squad is suppressed, and you've heard focus to blaze away with the vicious lead. Stuart managed to deal with that, noting of course Giap has no anti-tank weapons at the moment, or a Kedneffer. The closest he of course has is the Spare Hunter quarters, which will certainly dissuade the Stuart from getting too close there. But still, Oddball here getting good control of the map now, having most of the points here in fact. But he can't easily get to the fuel point there. The victory point is an open road there, I think, for Oddball and Infantry being considered. Bleed out Giap as fast as possible and force him into more awkward situations. I think they did a great move there. Sounding prepared, but there you go. The Germans already in the offensive here. We've got the 5th crying out coming fire here though. But even then the rifle squad took heavy losses then in the process. And he is not going for fast tech himself in terms of like armor. He's going for the captain, going for anti-tank guns. Probably worried about Giap pushing for medium armor faster than him. Certainly not impossible, but at the same time I feel like he probably could be the one getting out fast. He did again. Giap being a bit behind there, but oh well. Ultimately, no, I don't think it's a bad choice. I mean, having anti-tank guns is great. Plus, he could also go for pack outs if he wants to, which wouldn't hurt either. Which would not hurt either. I mean, obviously it would hurt the Germans, but wouldn't hurt himself. Ooh, 5th Cavalry Quaddy, but the Folks need to retreat this soon. Valve team through the Folks here. Small chance of wiping Giap's forces, but they do successfully escape that possibility here. Up north, Stuart being fixed around the points here. West side, we got a good push there by Giap. Outmaneuvering here. Oddball's left flank, even the 2nd Infantry Division a bit flat-footed. Oddball in the centre with their brown light machine guns. A Kedneffer there for Giap. He's obviously worried about American vehicles there. The Stuart light tank. Also potentially other stuff here. Large push here for the cutoff point. As again, Giap once more very definitely just hits the cutoff point and disrupts Oddball's resource flow. Very good there. Mines here in the centre. Thumbs up to Oddball. SturmTigerGiap out it. And there you go, all 3 victory points on the command of the Americans. The 2nd Division, the 116th Panzer, which one is finding his assault scrambling and struggling here versus the Amerikaner. Valve squad they need to retreat by the way. Would be a bit of a shame there for Oddball to lose that here. Great though for Giap, but not so great for Oddball. West side here we got Valve squad, there's the fighter makes, quickly forcing right there with all the light machine guns they haul around there. And the center forces right here with the Stuart light tank, the M5A1. Fun fact, there was by 1944, late 94, introducing the M24 Chaffee light tank, which had roughly the sort of in terms of performance, same gun as the Sherman. Just threw some slight trickery there, and also like slightly better armor there than the Stuart as well. I believe some better engine work. So a little fun fact there. Sadly, Reddick didn't go with that one. That would have been a really, I think, nice choice there. But obviously, I suppose it would have been hard to balance the 75mm gun versus the 37mm. But you know, would have been neat. Back here, reinforcing, we got there the anti-tank on the way for Oddball, the M1. Graham needs some fuel pulling at the very edge. Good work there, this can definitely hurt Giap's fuel supply. He's not far off into the Panzer IV though. He's not far off at all. There we go, M1 anti-tank and they're ready for Oddball, Freedom, Democracy. Still in the centre of the folks there. Kevin shoots, misses the Stuart light tank narrowly, hits the snow, causing a, imagine, great surprise for the crew there. The 2nd Kev's rocket though goes straight through the rear of the turret. North here got jumpers of the lieutenant. No grenades. I think going to give the Sturmtigergiap the edge here. Yup, reinforcing troops are going to further give Giap the edge there, and Oddball's rolling them back to 2nd Infantry Division headquarters. Back here, nothing further going on. There we go, Major on the way, pushing from, very good. Giap's not far from the Panzer IV. We've got Lieutenant Ralph Squad, or Captain of Ralph Squad, actually, the Falcons, the Lieutenant all the way elsewhere. Could upgrade the captain with a BA and then with a brown light machine gun. Would be, I think, quite potent combo there versus Giap's infantry. Worth noting, Giap has yet to upgrade his Fallschirmjägers with the second set of FD-42s. Could definitely benefit a lot from that. Beast in the centre found themselves from the Germans. Their minesweeper obviously, not much help there. Sturd moving up, shoots, misses. Fifth cover, they're moving ahead here as well. Bearson's need to retreat. I mean, they're obviously contesting their point, preventing Giap from, like, you know, doing anything with it. But I think there's limits to what much, you know, is worth it there. Storm Pioneer's right as well here. Giap did find himself with a harder time versus Oddball, who's really starting to show some positive waves here versus Giap. Okay, enough for moving up. Ooh, got a bit too close there. Major up, Panzerform all again there for Giap and the 1 and 16th Panzerdivision Windhund, which means Greyhound in German. Was formed from a shattered infantry division, or Panzer division, the 16th, and a fortress division. Well, technically a Panzer training replacement battalion. Some may not think originally it was a battalion. I can't quite remember which of the two it is, but basically somewhere out there. Though technically it was also mostly a coastal defense division, forming up there a, well, quick Panzer division there. Fun fact. Fun fact. Another fun fact is in Normandy it had to hand over its Panther battalion to the 2nd Panzer division. There you go, folks, around from here. A captain, folks, in fact, all just clashing out of West Western Road here. Fights for taking heavy losses again. Lack of upgrades does make it easy for the Americans to host them down. Rather than to retreat though. Oh, that's going to be a wipe here, I think, on Oddball. Bit of a bad call. Needs to be up rather than damage here to Giap's eastern force like Kevin being shredded. Stuart Lighting being put back for repairs. But definite loss there for Oddball there. He does get the Fallschirmjägers though, which I do think more than makes up for it. Though it's still kind of expensive since they also had a Browning light machine gun. Close to the Sherman there, but we got the Panther 4, the striking force moving through the centre here under Giap's command. Reason's Major here, absolutely outclassed with the full Grenadier, and of course the Panther 4 arriving here on the scene does not improve the odds of the Americans there. Big push here, complete route there on Oddball's right flank here as Giap and the 116th Panzer launches a successful assault. Entertaining this going to be a pretty awkward position there. We've got Troops to support at least this, Stu can also help. But there you go, caught moving away there by the Panther 4. That's a free hit then, does a lot of damage already. Entertaining takes another hit. Minor catcher suffered as Lewis just drops dead. In the center, full retreat here from Giap. Losing the western field to the Germans. Great for Giap, less great for Oddball. Stuart advances for freedom, democracy, 5 kills, veteran 2. Eastern Point being seized with the lieutenant, 5 kills, veteran 2 as well. Big push here by Oddball. He can soon go for the Sherman. Of course, he could also be tempted to go for the Jackson tank destroyer. That's the Panther and all that. He could be tempted. Meanwhile, Giap calling in more Fallschirmjägers. In the center, we got Rifle was the Fallschirmjägers. In the west, we got the Fallschirmjägers dropping next to the fuel pond there. Giap looking to establish a rapid defense by the point. Relying on the elite Fallschirmjägers to hold the point. Oh, actually, Graham the mutants with them instead. I mean, that works too. That works too. Panther on the east side there. Bomb machine being added. Thumbs up there to Giap. Just want to have that ready. There we go. Lieutenant routed here, forced to fall back. His 1 bazooka, not enough against the might of the Wehrmacht there. Still lighting primary directed here from like Kednafer, punches straight through the frontal armor with ease, like a hot knife through butter. Valve squad there suppressed. Graham Western Point, and 1 and 50 cal covering up there. Looks like he's going for Jackson here versus Giap. Also could be going for Sherman already now. Could have had that out some time ago, in fact. Two with the captain to supervise. So he's not far away from the Jackson, though. He's not far away, and of course could use the captain to supervise the Jackson to push it out faster, which I think would be a good idea here for Oddball. Versus his German opponent, crew cleared out. Gun down in cold blood. No, so well. Storm Pioneers being shattered as well as the Stuart Light Tank punches away there. Down to 1 man here. Giap taking heavy loss against Oddball and the 2nd Infantry. Grenade here on the 5th cavalry, nice flank here, saving perhaps some of the Giap's forces then retreat, causing even Oddball here to fall back from others, possibly triumphant moment against the Germans. Can go for the Jackson, now does do so. Again, should use the captain to supervise, speed it up. Always, I think, a good idea to do there. Panther off the light tank, Panther moves ahead. Anti-technically light, and this is really bad there for Oddball. It is really bad. The Panther just went, there goes to it down. He does save the crew and could, for example, pop it into his Jackson tank destroyer, giving that one a bit extra experience, like hit the high levels faster. But of course, obviously, if Oddball does that, I mean, most American players never use that, but you know, it is a good idea. It is a good idea. Should, of course, also recruit the anti-tank gun. Grab these some victory point there. We got 335 versus 324. Panther 4 getting veterans 1, 6 kills. Infantry moving ahead there, no anti-tank supporting them. We do get 1 anti-tank raffinated damage in the Panther 4. Western fuel pump was being seized by the Germans. The Fallschirmjäger, hard at work for Deutschland. In the east here we got Lieutenant Mr. Fulton then without a grenade. I think the Lieutenant is in a bit of an awkward spot here as the Krauts. And there you go, M36 second texture out. Will he pop the crew into it? Will he give it a bit of an experience boost there? At most it probably leads to like maybe veterans on the Jackson, but even that can be helpful. Since it means he's going to get far faster if it's 2 Oh, he's actually, by Jove, doing it! 2 thumbs up! A+. Again, it's just like veterans 1.5, but even that's like, you know, means he gets faster if 82 and veterans 3, so this is still pretty big. I mean, really. Good work there, Oddball. Really, I mean, that's just above like 90% of the American player base there. That's like a couple of points on the Dave scale at least. And the Dave scale, for those wondering, is basically how I measure every American player by, you know, measuring them against the best American player I think there was, Dave. Who sadly isn't playing the game anymore. Not entirely sure why. Maybe personal issues, who knows. But either way, he was by far the best American player, so yeah. That's at least worth a couple there. Dave was very good at stuff, for example, the crews using supervising such. Floating about here. We got Fin 30 versus Fin 15. Giap moving up here for the eastern side. Porous as it is. He pours through here, catching Oddball's right left flank in a pretty bad state here. Troops on the east side being eastern repulsed here. We're seeing a Rider Jackson falling back here. Bit of chaos for Oddball versus the Germans. Bit of negative waves there. Big crew they equipped with the light machine. Good God, he forgot to grab the anti-tank gun. And Giap didn't. That's got to be pretty awkward there for Oddball. That has got to be pretty damn awkward. That's great for Giap. That's a real heist there. Panther moving about there. Got the crew, but of course the German infantry nearby needs to move troops down there. We go. Radford tank from here. Catching Giap in the blind spot there. Thumbs up. Salvaging the situation. SturmTigerGiap about to get annihilating the regions there. Still, small win I suppose in some way for Oddball. Even is like more about denying his opponent a bigger victory more than anything else. Jackson getting about to get Panther fast. Oddball seems like he's been under pressure here from Giap. He's starting to make some slightly awkward moves here. As I'm expecting, he might be feeling the pressure here, which is causing more mistakes to creep up, or just, you know, feeling frustrations, has to hurry about everything. Can't quite make the measured decisions he wants to. That, of course, makes it easier for Giap to do more damage. And machine cleared out there, not helping out the Oddball at all. Mine goes off them, takes out the folks got in for supporting. 3 kills, 5 teams they're doing heavy damage for retreating. Got the anti-tank gun again. Jackson being fixed up. He could definitely do with some armor here versus Giap. Meanwhile, Giap's got a trap on the way there. Ooh, looks like he could be setting up for something big here. He could be setting up for something really big. Might be planning a King Tiger here, feeling like he's got the advantage versus Oddball. He will go for the Tiger 2. Deutschland. Beckett reinforcing healing. Got the distance on the way there for Oddball. Camping with the advancing Fultgrenadiers. Got light machine guns and the BAR. Very good there. A lot of firepower there, which the Fultgrenadiers simply cannot match. The numbers drop and they retreat. We got 325 to 291. Giap's down to build a lead here over Oddball again. We got Schützenmine here in the west. Thumbs up. Ralph squabbling at the major as well. Jackson being fixed up. Back here, reinforcing healing for Oddball. Fixing up the anti-tank gun. In the center, got the 50 caliber Volksgrenadiers. Panzer IV moving in. We actually need 15 kills. 15. There we go. Bit of air reconnaissance here from Oddball. Very nice. Looking to try and figure out maybe if he can sort of spot them to the rest of the Panzer IV and take it out with Jackson. Looks like he actually gets that. Great work there. And he's moving in the Jackson very boldly, but he's managed to gain between 2. That's pretty good. There you go. Good in the Panther 4. Panther 4 misses as well. Looks like he, Oddball maybe gets a chance to really deliver a stinging blow there to Giap. Almost got, but there you go. Takes it. Combat Blitz here on the Panther 4. Might still have a chance taking out. He still might have a chance. Can he get it? And he gets the Panther 4. He gets the Panther 4. His Jackson, though, is heavily damaged, but at the same time, Giap is a bit short an opportunity to deal with it immediately. We got the Kim up with the Infantry could block it and clear it out there. Fast, and he could even steal the Kim. That'd be double blow there to Giap. That said, Giap still has good map control. Oddball less so, but still getting right on that Panther 4 does give Oddball a lot of breathing space here versus Giap. He does give him some significant breathing space. So this will help push around there and still gain back map and maybe make it harder for what Giap's planning to do next. Again, it is starting to look a lot like a King Tiger. Moving ahead aggressively here, sandbags down, maybe also some mines. Grabbing the fuel putting while fixing up the Jackson at the same time. Good multitasking there. Just moving up here in the center, we're going to push here by the Germans, looking for a weak spot there, but instead encountering the captain with his light machine guns. His love for democracy and carpentry. Pip gun there, MD-34, MD-34 gets the opening shots there, getting the upper hand. Big 2 points being seized. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. Got the fuel point. Jackson almost fixed up there for Oddball. Grand Northern munitions. We'll have to see if it goes for next. Sherman, though, I think would be a great help with his old infantry. Could also go for Scott, though. Could also work out. Of course, if he is starting to figure out what Giap is planning for, which does really seem to be like King Tiger, more Jacksons obviously would be a really good choice as well. Big push by Giap, a huge swarm of infantry looking to wipe out the reactions there. A sneaky swarm there, in a sense, and Oddball like to lose the reactions here. He did not expect this, well, effectively blow up at this point from Giap. Looks like he's going to ham in. We got the 5th coming up here. Could do more 5th up to help deal with this, or again some Scott to help deal with it. West side here, Giap's assault thwarted by a relentless storm of machine gun fire here from Oddball's forces. 2nd Infantry having none of that crap business here. Shumley for Oddball, and the 2nd Infantry, very good. Jackson close to the ace level, very good there. Lieutenant reactions over the folk with the dug in. Grenades, I increasingly feel like it'd be a great addition here for Oddball at times if the way Giap is moving about his forces. Quick grenade from the right angle could, I think, be really great here versus Giap. Particularly, like, say, pop in there, pop a grenade, and leave the Germans very sad. You could also just call in artillery here, that might also work, to be honest. Vehicle, I think, is to retreat. The light machine, while great, is going to have a bit of limited effect. You can, like, just try and call in the fake rapid barrage, maybe, like, try and, you know, fake it out, but Giap all the way retreats. Jackson is supporting the 5th cal in the east. Not against anything, though. I guess he's just looking impressive. Sherman almost done there for Oddball. He's got some troops over there. Got a wipe there by the sound of it. I'm not entirely sure to wipe. Oh, Fightsmaker still got wiped out again here. Those brown light machine rifle definitely proving to be a great asset here for Oddball as the match goes on. Meanwhile, Giap is very close to the King Tiger, the Tiger 2. Oddball there has got the Sherman out until he called in. Got the M43 ready. Adding the 50 cover, very good. Giap is momentarily from the King Tiger, the Tiger 2. Or the Tiger B. Actually, a lot of names. Jumping in there. Shot fired. In the south, we got the MG34 moving up. A few hits there. Giap's very close to the Tiger 2 here. Gun motion forward. Be careful, of course. Great hit from the Academy, punches straight through the armor. Giap seconds away from the King Tiger. Seconds away. And there we go. Tiger 2 out. The Königstiger. Equipped with an 88mm high velocity gun, same as used on the Elephant, the Yak Panther tank destroyers. Shot fired and missed. Throwing down smoke, there's a very good move there. set. Probably got the Sherman a bit too close to the end in the first place. Need some more troops down there. They kept moving in there. Looks like he's going to take out that Sherman. Oh, yeah. Bad move there by Oddball in the end. Good counter-attack there with Giap. Fifth guy being swiped out as well. This is not great if Oddball. I think Oakstein here got a bit too confident versus Giap. And Giap, of course, always great at reminding, you know, other people that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. There you go. Tank on the head. He's down one tank. He's lost his machine gun. Of course, he does have one anti-tank. He does have the Jackson, which is close to ace level, so it's not like GG here for Oddball, but things definitely looking a bit rough. Final for this point here, we got 2 vs 248. Captain on the full, so I think quite nicely. That's what it should be. Jackson moving head. They need to get not to extend that one like the Sherman. Good in the King Tiger. Punch straight for the frontal armor. Camera being pushed back here with the full screen, and then does not pull through there. Can soon go for another Jackson here versus Giap, and I imagine he's going to just go for double Jacksons, maybe in triple that way, try and deal with the King Tiger. Just reinforcing healing, a lot of maneuvering here. King Tiger moving towards the centre, no upgrade for machine guns yet there for Giap, partly due to a lack of munitions for it. And there you go. Oddball is expected going for another M36 Jackson tank strike here versus the King Tiger to respond to that with some really serious anti-tank firepower there. King Tiger bouncing center. Lieutenant takes a direct hit. The catch is following up. Forcing retreat there on Oddball. Lieutenant Jackson moving ahead here. Good hit there on the King Tiger. Punch straight through with the 90mm. Arm piercing around there. Other Jackson halfway done. You can still use the camera to speed it up here. Once you got vehicle crew as the folks going to need to retreat. That is not going to last long.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
Skirmishing. Back here, reinforcing healing. Jackson almost done. 3 on 2 was 213.
Our supply line just got cut off.
In the west, once more, Giap makes the move for the fuel point there, cutting off resources, digging in with sandbags. And there you go. Second tanks are ready. More reactions there for Oddball. Will he go for weapon racks at least? Some bazookas, I think, could also help out there. I mean, whatever he can muster versus the King Tiger could certainly do a lot, I think, there for Oddball. Big push in the west, wants to get the fuel point back no matter what first, though.
The capture point is under attack.
Fillion troops on 89. Giap really sound to beat out Oddball here. Folks are being forced back here by Oddball's forces. Double Jackson moving ahead here for freedom, democracy. Folks are routed. Back here, troops holding up. We got the anti-tank holding up there as well, ready to resist any attempt by the King Tiger rush for the center. Meanwhile, it's moving westwards here. Crossing a stream of the process. Anti-tank, they're trying to show the sandbags of the Fultz Grenadiers. Pushing both up in victory point. Going for the eastern one as well there with a small force. King Tiger moving in a bit blindly here versus Oddball. Great in the rifle squad. Jackson does another shoot. There we go. Double hit on the King Tiger. Could perhaps soon try and take it up. Rifle squad almost wiped out. Jackson still remaining in safe distance. More hits than the King Tiger. Almost half health. In the north, reactions pushed back by the MB-54. King Tiger allowed to back off with no attempt at really aggressive pursuing. He's obviously worried about something, covering the King Tiger here. I don't blame him, but nonetheless, I do feel it's worth pointing out he could have tried pursuing at least a bit with the Jackson to maybe finish off, at least do more damage, keeping off the battlefield longer. As it will take some time for Giap to repair it. Back at reinforcing healing, moving back there for repairs. We've got mechanized repair pioneers ready, and of course the Steel Pioneers can assist the repairs as well if that is what Giap desires. But for now, it seems like Giap does not desire it. Jackson there hanging back for Oddball. 2nd Infantry. Briefly into the sandbags there, but was disrupted by the arrival of semi-cannon. And tank trying in. These start with another push for these and fuel upon there, but Giap remains, I think, reasonably entrenched in the machine gun. Sturm attack with the vehicle crew there. The vehicle crew not really trained for facing off against Sturm Pioneers at those ranges. And there you go. 8 Sturm Pioneers ready here for Giap. That's going to be a real problem there for Oddball. That's going to be a real problem. A nasty headache at that. Jackson remain in the defense. He's probably just trying to wait for the King Tiger to make a move and then hit at it. Heading on in the east. Troops hiding by the church. King Tiger move once more for Giap, perhaps sensing that he might risk getting swarmed by the Jacksons. Anyways, he's just going to hit them, perhaps try and catch them off guard. Or perhaps Giap just doesn't care. I mean, that is always a possibility in some cases that, you know, the guy in question just doesn't, you know, give much of a toss about it. There you go, King Tiger moving up, shoots. Not much of a great hit, but they're going to take and bouncing off the thick thrust armor of the Königstigr. Jackson moving in, they're going to go for an aggressive flank. It was the King Tiger probably trying to take it out here. Can they achieve it? Son would be big if Oddball can. Oh, first volley utterly missed the King Tiger. Hits some hedges instead. Giving the King Tiger largely unharmed. Instead, Jackson has suffered heavy damage, one down to half health. And with the damage down to that, so the other Jackson is very, very close to the Ace Lifts, but soon need to give troops of support. Sadly, Oddball does not have quite the force there. In fact, they're sort of scattered all over the place. We've got one rocket cap moving up there. And now Giap's in the opportunity to move straight ahead. But there you go, direct punches from the Jackson. Takes off some help. Jackson still very close to FT3 there. Very, very close. Meanwhile, Giap bring in a Jagdpanzer, a tank destroyer, or Panzerjäger, to take on Oddball and his Jacksons. Thumbs up there. We got 302 versus 108, not Sherman on the way there for Oddball. King Tiger there could do the repairs. Worth noting that the spare tank tracks on the side of China was a common trick. Most tankers, usually German, I think to degree American tankers used. So we say improvisable armor on the tank. Hard to say it was effective. In some cases, might actually made it easy to penetrate the armor, but ultimately just allowed it in the high in command because you know make the crews feel safe, and they felt safer. They're more likely to actually be aggressive, not just buzz off at the first sign of danger, which could happen. So little fun fact there. In the south, we got the captain, the Fulton bringing in there. 16 kills in the camp, but there you go, getting swarmed with incendiary grenades. He is forced to fall back, abandon positions, concede ground to the Krauts. Sherman almost done there for Oddball. But that said, we also got the Jagdpanzer here ready for Giap for Germany. King Tiger moving up here, 10 kills. SturmPioneer 8 is chat. Luftwaffe going to take back up Jackson as well there. Should pop the armor piercing rounds down the anti-tank. That is the armor piercing discarding sapper rounds on the anti-tank gun. Jackson getting ready there. King Tiger falling back. Western victory point because he's back here by the Germans. We got 2 versus 87. Oddball difference down to get long victory points. We'll do something about that soon here versus Giap. And we got another bit of air reconnaissance. Good use of it by the Oddball. Good use. Aircraft crashing down into the base. At most, maybe killing some repair pioneers. And some Sturm pioneers, actually. That's a bit awkward. Ollie Jackson there going for the center. King Tiger down to less than half health. Vehicle crew, they're trying to get the point being slaughtered. East, we got the Sherman up to the machine gun, opening up for the push for the Eastern victory point there. Good work by Oddball. Thumbs up. Meanwhile, Jagdpanzer on the west side. Jackson, the ready to receive that with some heavy fire. There you go. Jagdpanzer down to half health. Jagdpanzer, meanwhile, misses the Jackson and tries to get out of the situation once more. 302 versus 60. Grab the Eastern victory point with the crew. Bit risk of the opposite. If we get spotted, they could lose the crew and the tank here to Giap, which would of course be quite painful for Oddball. But I certainly understand why he's doing it. I understand why he's doing it, simply doing it for expediency's sake. Eastern point then was secured. We got Ralph coming up, they can pop in the Sherman crew again. West point they're being seized once more by Giap. He's just keeping up pressure, keeping up maneuver here versus Oddball. And while Oddball may be an oddball, he is clearly not too awkward for Giap to juggle, it seems. Behind the guy arriving. Troops from the west side, we got the Fulton up by the western fuel point. Then we got a Puma on the way for Giap. Interesting combo there by the King Tiger, Jagdpanzer, Puma. Both of those with more range than the King Tiger. But also in the case of the Puma spotting there to support the Jagdpanzer, the King Tiger there. So that's a nice combo there by Giap. Smoked in the center from the Sherman. Nice work there by Oddball. Thumbs up to them. You know, west side, we got more fire there. Folks were being wiped out by two fine light machine gun fire. Very close there, but looks like they'll never survive. We got the Jackson. That's not going to do anything. King Tiger got the center here, shoots. 13 kills versus 1. Could pop the spearhead mode if you wanted to. It's got the Western victory point. We got 299 versus 41. Starting to bleed out gap again. Returning up here on the far right flank, right about the spare punk pulls and gets suppressed and mauled by the King Tiger. 15 kills. Jackson up engaging here. Good hit on the King Tiger. Yak Pants takes it as well. They're quickly falling back with the ace level and regular level Jacksons there. And you see we got the Ralph Scorpion Spec for 34. Close to Veterinary 4 there. Pushing the center here.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
King Tiger Yak Pants and nuclear repairs. East side here. Sherman on the move to assist. But will it be in time? Looks like a machine for crew. In fact, about to get annihilated here by the Sherman. This folks is going to be next.
Tactical point being captured.
Got 41 was turn 82. Pushing east was the Jackson the Puma here. Responding first. Yak Pants back there for repairs. He's covered the Sherman. Clearly looking to crush the Fultons here. Get him away. But there you go. Puma arrives. King Tiger following up. Will Oddball what's going on in time here. Jackson Sherman not responding, only the anti-tank gun plus some infantry. 50 cap, obviously still not under man control. Sherman did a lot of trouble. Got the King Tiger Puma engaging here. Should have popped the smoke from there and tried to fall back under cover of that. They clearly underestimated here. Giap's response. His rage at the existence of Americans within his sector. In the center the crew there was the MD-30 or the 50 cal there. Jackson found the move. Having spotted the King Tiger, he gets the tank destroyer. Group down the move, infantry not fighting heavily here. They got losses on the anti-tank and crew there. Jackson pushing ahead there. Could pop HVAC round to increase penetration. There actually was the King Tiger. There we go. Getting some hits in there. Of course, need to be mindful of the Puma and the Yak Pants, but there you go. Lots of hits there. King Tiger probably down to 1/5 health there. Almost got it eventually to the Jackson Ace that's about to get knocked out here though. He hasn't popped HVAC on that one. Lost it. Got the King Tiger though, but he's down one tank destroyer. Opponent still has a Puma and the other Yak Panzer. And there you go, loses both Jacksons. Still, he did get the King Tiger, but I think it came at a terribly high cost if Oddball and the 2nd Infantry. 2 tank destroyers for 1 King Tiger. That may in fact not quite been worth it there for Oddball. And particularly since one of them was an ace crew at that. So I can understand why he wanted to get rid of the King Tiger. He may have gone a bit too much in there. We got 270 to 39. Oddball is holding on, but situation's only getting darker for him here. Situation's only getting darker, more bleak, more gruesome. That's the 116th Panzer unit is getting more and more victorious here in the sector. Not all hope is lost of Oddball, but he's gonna need to pull off some real strong moves here versus Giap soon. Very strong. MD-34 from up the eastern side here, sends to be caught by the 50 cal there. Back in Oddball's base, troop reinforcing healing. Sherman almost done. East side there, we got the push forward, moving up the back up the MD-34, almost ace level. Larva Squad Lieutenant there being suppressed, not looking great here for Oddball. That grenades still holding him down. There you go. Brandhand Grenade for Giap, forcing retreat. Canvas is forced there, almost got the full squad there, down to just 1 man who's forced to retreat. Sherman ready for Oddball and the 2nd Infantry, but Giap and the 116th Panzer Division is probably going to try and smack it down. We got artillery called in somewhere here. Yep, calling in the timing on target artillery barrage. Giap dodges that. He tries to. Only a bit, did he? Didn't realize what's going on there. Yikes. That's got to be awkward. At this point, I don't actually think it matters too much. Like, Oddball's down to 15, 14 points. See, we got Oddball's on there for Giap. Giap punching through the center. Major flanking in there. No, not from front to this track. Though, of course, he could use the decoy barrage. Back into reinforcing healing. Around the western point there. Sherman rolling about. 14 versus 270. Puts with the Ralph Squad. I think that Ralph Squad's going to have to fall back soon. 268 versus 14. Something east was there. Back here, reinforcing healing. Puma on the move there. Close to Veterinary 2. So close, but not quite there yet. Shimmering head. Anti-tank in there. Abandoned once more by Oddball. Boom shoots misses. Whilst coming up there, we got 265 versus 12. 11. Making no progress in the east there. Giap is dragging well in the centre. He's not quite as, I think, well entrenched there, but not like Oddball's making much progress there either. Not like he's making much progress either. Although I do think Oddball could benefit from like a mortar or pack out here versus Giap, so Matilda I think could have gone a long way versus Giap as the meta in on here. A long way. And similarly though, Giap could also benefit from artillery himself, but here we are. Smokes down the centre, likely from the Sherman. Yes indeed, nice work there, but we see there, Giap was quick to block that. Oddball down just 4 victory points. Grabbed the eastern one, but could risk losing the western one. He's got the centre there being grabbed by Giap. Pen down, oh dear. And that looks then like the end for Oddball. He's going for another Shem, but I don't think it's going to matter. Once Giap secures this as a victory point, there is no, I think, way here that Oddball can, like, turn the tide in time. Turning being murdered out, looks like he's forgotten about it. He's just frustrated, hard to say. Perhaps the negative waves got to him. Oh wait, GG, game over. A victory here for Giap, a loss for Oddball. A loss for freedom and democracy. So there you go. Hope you got this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.